Hi everyone, Lisa here from Down to Earth Gardening and Design. Welcome to today's video. We are in Charleston, South Carolina, and we're doing a little window box tour, but you're also going to see a few gardens. You know me, and I can't walk by a pretty garden. So it's a great time of year to start thinking about what we're going to be planting in our own containers and gardens, and giving our houses some curb appeal, and this is a perfect spot to get some inspiration. So today we have a special guest. This is Hannah that does all of our YouTube editing and promos, and she does a lot of stuff for the channel. So welcome today. We're so happy to have you. And you guys finally get to meet who is behind the scenes and makes all of this stuff happen here. So it's so wonderful to have Hannah with us today, because not only do you get to meet her, but she is studying for her graduate degree in historic preservation. So I am learning a lot. I feel like I'm getting a wonderful tour, and it's so great to hear about gardens and architecture. So Hannah, tell us a little bit about you in the program, because I can't believe that you do all that you do for us. And she ran in a race this morning, which was the
Cooper River Bridge Run. It was a 10K, and I walked most of it, but we ran the last bit.
It matters. It matters.
Yeah, it counts. So yeah.
Tell them about what you're studying.
Yeah, so I go to Clemson University, and the main campus is in the upstate of South Carolina, but we're based here in Charleston, and it's a great learning laboratory because Charleston is such a historic city. We're actually standing in front of a building that's on the National Register of Historic Places, so it really just shows that this is a perfect learning laboratory for learning about the historical environment.
So while we're doing the tour, we're going to try to get Hannah to add some little tidbits in on some history and some architecture, because there is so much to see here. So I'm learning a lot. We're getting to see a lot. It's a great place to get some ideas for your own gardens and your own window boxes, because there are some serious gardeners down here with some serious curb appeal. For example, the boxes we're standing in front of, this is full shade, and look at the texture and the colors and the diversity of these boxes here to frame this beautiful home. So thanks for joining us. Grab your glass of wine, your cup of tea, your cup of coffee, and enjoy.
As you're enjoying the absolutely gorgeous gardens of Charleston, it's also hard not to notice all of the history that you're surrounded by. Charleston is known for its historic buildings. In fact, it had the first local historic district in the country, and there's little architecture more synonymous with Charleston than the Charleston Single House. The Charleston Single House is a building form developed by the Charleston climate and layout. Typically built on long, narrow lots, these buildings are usually only one room wide, with their short side facing the street. Historically, they were often 2 rooms deep, a central stair hall in between the rooms, but many have been added onto over time. They typically feature a 2-story porch, or piazza as they're known in the city. These piazzas are usually built to face the south or the west. This helps shade the house from the sun and takes advantage of the prevailing winds, which helps to cool these homes in the hot and humid Charleston climate. One typically accesses the piazza from the road, and then the building from the piazza via a central entrance on the long side of the house. The single house is a form, not a style, and so they can come in many different architectural styles. Some single houses have also been converted into commercial space or multifamily housing. So while we're walking around Charleston admiring window boxes, we also have to take a moment to talk about the architecture. And so there's a couple things you might see on buildings in Charleston and wonder, what are those? And one of those is these pattress plates here. So in 1886, there was an earthquake that hit Charleston, and it actually caused a lot of the masonry in the city to become unstable. And so one of the things you'll see in these masonry buildings is these pattress plates. You'll see a bolt in the middle, and those are actually connected to a tie rod, which will run through the building between the floor, and that will help pull the facades together to keep them from kind of tipping into the street and collapsing. So it's a way to keep our buildings pretty sound.
So we're ending our tour, and wow, it's been a beautiful weekend here in Charleston, and we really appreciate you, Hannah, for guiding the tour and all of the additional information that we learned about the history in Charleston. So much beauty, so much history, and so much gardening inspiration. So thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate all of you at home, and if you liked our video, please go ahead and tap like. We always appreciate any comments and questions that you have, and subscribe to our channel for lots more gardening that's coming your way.